We all dream of big things, and dreams do come true. This is your chance to make that happen. The Oxford Institute gives you the opportunity to study, live, and experience life at Oxford, one of the best universities in the world, in a state-of-the-art summer program designed for you.
To simulate the experience of being an undergraduate at Oxford University. So we wanted to create a program that basically it gives you the opportunity to see exactly what undergraduate life is like. And that means that you live in the exact same accommodation that undergraduates live in. So all colleges have on-campus accommodation and then off-campus accommodation. But what we've done is we've organised for you to live right in the centre in Somerville College, which is where Margaret Thatcher studied, and Indira Gandhi, the Indian Prime Minister. And it's very central, everything is very close to it, but also it's the main building, so you really get the feeling of what it's like if you were a first-year undergraduate at Oxford, of living there. And you get to have the same meals in the same beautiful halls, you get to have the same lectures in the same classrooms, you get to have the same tutors even that the undergraduates have. So basically, whether you choose to opt for a 2-week program or a 4-week program, you still get the same experience of what it's like to just be at Oxford and be studying there. We try to cater the program to 2 types of people. So the first are people that really want to go to Oxford for university. So if you really are very passionate about studying in Cambridge and Oxford, there's nothing better than actually spending some time there, getting to know the tutors, getting to know the undergraduates, the postgraduates, and really getting an understanding of what it feels like to be there, and also asking all the questions that you have. So, I mean, I remember when I was your age, I had absolutely no idea how to write a personal statement, or how to prepare for an interview, or how to sit the aptitude test. So all these questions, whilst you're there, you can develop, and you basically get to study subjects you're interested in, and you see what Oxford is all about. But the other thing is, it's not necessarily only if you want to go to Oxbridge. So largely it's just about giving you, I mean, it's over the summer holidays, so really it's meant to be fun as well. And we've tried to mix co-curricular activities with the actual curriculum to make it so that even if you're not particularly interested in Oxford as a university, you can still come and see what it's like, see what studying in the UK is like, meet people from all over the world. There's people from India, from China, from North America, from the Middle East, and basically form connections that you get to keep for the rest of your life. In terms of what the course is actually like, you get to pick 2 subjects. So in this program, we try to give you the option of trying out 2 things. So we've got a system of picking a major and a minor. So when you pick your major subject, that means that you know, whatever it is that you're most interested in, or you think you're most interested in, you study that for the majority of the time. But then you also have a minor, which is something that perhaps, you know, maybe you've heard about, maybe you'd like to try. You probably don't want to dedicate as much time to it, but you want to see what it's about. We pretty much offer anything you can have at Oxford, and Oxford's a vast university. So any subject that you're interested in, whether it's from physical sciences to social sciences to humanities to something like maths, we can accommodate for all of that. And also we'll be sending out a link later for you guys to have a look through, and if there's anything on there that, you know, for example, you think there's a subject you'd like to study but it's not listed, all you need to do is just send us an email. And as long as it's taught anywhere in Oxford, we'll match a tutor to come and teach you. The way that we do these teaching sessions, and the way that is really unique about Oxford and Cambridge, and what's really good about these universities, is that it's a tutorial teaching system. So a tutorial basically means that it's 1 tutor and maybe 2 or 3 undergraduates sitting together and discussing a topic. So it's nothing like, for example, what the Ivy Leagues use, or Harvard or Yale uses, which are, you know, more like seminars, they're larger classes, or at LSE you've got very big lectures. What we try to do in the tutorial system is it means it's very individualized. So you've got nearly individual attention from 1 tutor speaking exactly to you. And that's very different because it means that, you know, it's one of the most intimidating things when you're sitting in a room next to a world expert in their field and you're trying to explain to them why you're right and trying to explain to them your ideas. And they normally tell you you're wrong, but nonetheless you've tried, and through that process, I mean, it really is fantastic because you get to directly interact with the person that wrote your textbook. And this is what makes Oxford special, in that it's nothing like, you're not one of 80 people sitting in the lecture room listening to the same thing, but you're there with basically one other person getting individual attention. As part of what your actual days will look like, so you'll start up in the morning with a lecture in one of these beautiful halls. Well, first you'll have breakfast, then you have a lecture. And then afterwards you'll go into this tutorial, for which you need to do some reading, you need to do some preparation, and towards the end you'll have an assessment in the form of an essay and in the form of a presentation. So whilst the program really is fun, it's also, it is there to help you academically as well. It's there to teach you about the subject that you're interested in. In terms of co-curriculars, basically, what we wanted to do is make it so that you're spending this part of your summer holiday enjoying yourself, which is why one of the things we're going to focus on is debating and leadership and communication. So in the Oxford Union, it's a 190-year-old society. We've produced something like 19 prime ministers of people that have been presidents. And the Oxford debating team is the best debating team in the world. So what they'll be doing is they'll be running sessions for you guys about how to construct arguments, how to deconstruct arguments, what topics are very influential right now in the world, what's being discussed, thinking about all these different themes, learning how to work in different groups with people of different nationalities, with people of different genders, and basically we'll be putting on lots of mock debates, we'll be getting you guys to do debates with Oxford students or just with each other, and we'll also be working a lot on finessing public speaking in English, and generally public speaking in general, so because it's all about really getting that experience and building confidence. So the more experience that you have of doing things like giving presentations, the better you essentially become at them. We also running a program whereby the admissions staff from the university will come in and interact with you guys. So obviously you can go on the website and read about what applying to Oxford is like, but that's nothing compared to actually being able to ask the admission staff and speak to them, see what sort of students they want, see what the different subjects are requiring, and through that way basically you get to just enrich the application that you're making. We just have lots of fun activities. So we organise visits for people to go to Cambridge, for people to go to Blenheim Palace, which is where Winston Churchill was born, for people to go out to London. We take you out for excursions around Westminster, Trafalgar Square, Tower of London, Madame Tussauds, basically anything that you want to see. I went to boarding school right by Westminster, so I'm a great tour guide in that area. Also, we take you around Oxford, so you get to see all the different colleges, you get to see the different parks. There's this thing called punting, which is like boating with this really long metal pole, which everyone does. It's really nice. You go out onto the river and basically you can just spend hours boating around. So we do lots of that. We have lots of outdoors activities, so you'll always have things like football tournaments or things like tennis, cricket, even just outdoor sort of challenges and picnics. Once you're there, it's, you'll be experiencing Oxford life. In summer it's really vibrant. There's students genuinely from absolutely everywhere. The languages that you hear are crazy. And you also have a lot of undergraduates. So whilst you're spending your time at Oxford, you'll be studying and getting better prepared for applications, but also you'll be having a great time, and it's all just about enjoying yourself and getting to know what the university's about. In terms of security and everything like that, there'll always be a hotline where your parents can call up anytime to check, that you're okay and can reach you at all stages. And in terms of accommodation, you'll all be living in exactly the same block, right in the centre, in the actual campus of the college, which, it doesn't compare to living anywhere out. So there again, it's a very, very well monitored program, so you can always feel secure. You'll either be looked after by the professors and the tutors, or by people with at least a master's degree. So all of them they know what they're doing. In terms of the fee, Basically, it's all inclusive. So from the second that you land at the airport in Heathrow to the second that you leave, everything is included in the fee. So all the excursions, the teaching material, the accommodation, the meals, the pretty much anything that you want, like excursions to the theatre, karaoke nights, that's all included as part of the package. So after you're coming into England, basically you're in the hands of the Oxford Institute.
So what are you waiting for? This summer is the summer of Oxford. Come be a part of it. Register now.